Hello guys, welcome back. Now today I want to talk about Florida Panthers and most importantly, if they can actually make the playoffs. Now that must seem like a far out thought to a lot of you guys, but seriously, the Panthers have been making a serious run lately. Now the Panthers are 20-9, 25-6. Now with that record, a lot of you must say, hey, they're not really in the playoff spot when they're not even really in the running for the playoff spot with that kind of record. And really, the Eastern Conference has kind of slowed down a little bit. There's some superstar talent, I guess team talent at the top, but really the depth for the Eastern Conference is really bad right now. They're 5 points out of a playoff spot. They don't really have a great record. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They've won 3 straight. But to be 5 points out of the playoffs with that kind of record, it kind of goes to show how weak the East is this year. Now, to give serious credit to the Panthers, they've won 3 straight, but they've won 3 straight against the Washington Capitals, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, before that, they lost a game to Toronto and the Winnipeg Jets, and before that, they were on a little bit of a win streak there, but to win 3 straight against the Washington Capitals, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, all of which are fantastic teams, is really something special. I think it goes to show how serious they are in trying to make the playoffs. Now again, they're 5 points out of a playoff spot. That second wild card that currently is held by the Columbus Blue Jackets at 69 points. They're 5 points out at 64 points. They have 22 games left, which is the most in the NHL. I think they're tied with the Bruins, something like that. But they're in a good position. They have games in hand, and they can really make a run here. Now they have one of the easiest schedules in the NHL, 22 games left in the season. That's a lot of games played that they can take advantage of. They have 10, I think it's a league-leading 10 games against non-contenders through this last stretch of the season. And that's really special for them to just take advantage of and get that playoff spot. There's a lot of teams like them, like the Islanders, that are kind of a bubble team that aren't quite in the playoffs, that could kind of really want that schedule. And the Panthers could really take advantage of it and, of course, control the destiny there. Now they're 4th in the Atlantic Division, and there's really no hope of them taking first, second, or third spot in the Atlantic Division. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Boston Bruins, and the Tampa Bay Lightning, of course, have that locked up. So I don't think the Panthers can really try to go for that. I think the best that they can really hope for is the second wildcard spot. I don't think they're chasing the Devils for that first wildcard spot, but the best they can probably hope for, get into the playoffs and get that second wildcard spot. Face Tampa Bay, that's going to be rough for them. Even if the Panthers get destroyed, I would really like to see a Tampa Bay Florida Panthers playoff series. That would just be fair fun to watch. Now, the big and probably the most important thing for why the Panthers are on this stretch one is probably because guys like Luongo, who have played fantastic after getting injured. He is around 20 games started. He has a 9-27 save percentage with a 2.60 goals against average. And while that goals against average is pretty high for a goaltender, you'd like to see it a lot more down in the, I guess, 2.5 area, a lot below that. He's facing a lot of shots, he's facing a lot of rubber, and he's saving a lot of it. So even though he's giving up a lot of goals, he's still saving a lot of it. So he's facing a ton of shots per game, just to make it clear. And of course, the three-headed monster of Trocheck, who has 57 points right now. Barkov with 59 points. He's a point-per-game player. And Huberdeau with 57 points. Now, they're spread out for the lines, but man, they're just three-headed monster right there. Is absolutely killing it. Ekblad, I think he's one of the best defensemen in terms of goals right now, so he's also stepping it up. And with the points, those 3 guys on the forward group are absolutely lining it up, doing fantastic for them. And especially huge game tonight against the New Jersey Devils. They win that, they can get into serious contention and finally get the credit that they deserve for a long run that they've been on of playing well. And if they lose, it's not too big of a deal because they still have lots of games to play and lots of ground to still make up. But if they win this game especially, that's going to be huge for them. And since the Metro the depth at least has fallen, like the Rangers and New York Islanders aren't playing well at all, you can take advantage of that. The Carolina Hurricanes are still kind of falling a little bit. Those 3 teams all falling. The Panthers could really make ground on them and get ahead of them and get ahead of a team like Columbus, who is in that second wildcard spot that I don't know if they totally deserve to be in. So the Florida Panthers can definitely take advantage of it. After a fallen Metro division that hasn't been all that great lately, they can really take advantage and get on a run here. And if they do, I think that second wildcard spot can be wide open for them. And it'll be very nice for them to get into the playoffs, erase the kind of contention that, Gerard Gallant was released and he was released as coach. That's just a terrible decision. And all the bad decisions that they made in the offseason could be kind of erased from people's memories if they made the playoffs and actually did well. That would be cool to see from them. The coach, Bob Bubner, I don't know how you really pronounce him, but he's done a good job. Lately he's made some good decisions, and the team overall is playing a lot better than they did in the earliest start, or at least the start in the season. And that's really good to see. And overall, I'd say that wildcard spot is basically wide open for them to make a run. Columbus isn't doing too great. They've been doing better lately, but not too great overall. And they definitely could make a run here. They're one of the hotter teams in the Eastern Conference right now. And if they do decide to make a run and go for it, they can do really well. I wouldn't say that they would get past the first round, especially if they face Tampa. I'd say they get sweep there. But if they can make the playoffs, that'll be great for them. And overall, they can just control their destiny. If they play well, that could be very good for them. Let's go on, guys. Like, subscribe, or tell me down below what you think about the Florida Panthers and if they can actually make this run. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.